Last year I hit a weird wall. Not a dramatic one, no hospital, no big scare, just waking up tired. Again. Dragging myself through the day. Going to the gym sometimes, walking a lot other days, and still looking in the mirror thinking, why is nothing changing? That's when the question started messing with my head. Is walking 10,000 steps actually better than an hour at the gym? Because online, people are fighting over this like it's religion. One side swears by steps. The other side says, if you're not lifting, you're wasting time. Here's the uncomfortable truth I wish someone had told me earlier. That whole debate is broken from the start.
Your body doesn't wake up and ask, was that cardio or weights? It doesn't care if you walked around campus all day or suffered through leg day. Your body only reacts to one thing, and it's way less sexy than Instagram makes it look. Energy. Specifically, whether over time you burn more energy than you eat. Fat isn't stubborn, it's not emotional, it's just stored fuel. Like money sitting in a savings account. If you keep spending more than you deposit, the balance goes down. If you don't, it stays, or grows. That's it. No magic exercise, no special fat-burning zone, no hack that bypasses consistency. And this is why so many people feel confused. You think you're doing healthy things. You walk more. You go to the gym when motivation hits. You eat okay, so you assume progress should show up fast. But fat loss is quiet at first, invisible. Slow enough that your brain starts doubting the process before the process even has time to work. And this is where most people mess it up, because they focus on the wrong question. Not steps or gym, but something much more uncomfortable. The real question isn't what burns more calories today. It's what can I actually repeat when life gets messy? Because that's where the fantasy breaks. On paper, an intense hour at the gym looks unbeatable. Sweat everywhere, heart pounding, that feeling of, I earned this. Meanwhile, walking feels almost too easy, like it doesn't count. But here's the trap. Fat loss doesn't reward intensity once. It rewards repetition over time. Walking 10,000 steps burns roughly 300 to 500 calories a day for most people. That doesn't sound impressive, until you realize it's not about one day. It's about 30 days, 90 days, a year. That's where walking quietly wins people over, without them noticing. You don't need motivation. You don't need hype music. You don't need to mentally prepare. You just move. You walk to class. You pace while on calls. You take the long way home. You clear your head instead of doom scrolling. And here's something no one talks about. Walking doesn't drain your nervous system. When you're already tired, stressed, underslept, anxious about exams or money or life, the gym can feel like another demand, another thing you're failing at. Walking feels neutral, sometimes even calming. That's why people can maintain it for months without burning out. And maintenance is everything, because fat loss doesn't come from heroic effort. It comes from boring consistency. But, and this is important, walking only works if you don't sabotage it afterward. And that's where things quietly fall apart for most people. Because burning fat during the day doesn't mean you lost fat by night. And that misunderstanding? It's costing people years. This is where the confusion really starts. People hear, walking burns fat, and their brain fills in the rest with hope. I used fat as fuel today, so I must be losing fat. Not exactly. Burning fat during exercise and losing body fat long-term are not the same thing. Your body is constantly juggling energy. You burn some now, you store some later. It all balances out by the end of the day. So you can walk 10,000 steps, feel productive, feel healthy, and still erase the entire effect with one distracted meal. An extra pastry you didn't plan, late-night snacks because you earned it, mindless eating while scrolling because your brain is fried. No drama, no binge, just quiet compensation. And the scale doesn't move. That's why fat loss feels invisible at first. You think you're doing the right thing. Nothing looks wrong. Until months pass and you realize you're stuck. This isn't because walking doesn't work. It's because it's so easy that your brain stops respecting it. Hard workouts feel serious, so you stay cautious with food. Easy movement feels harmless, so you loosen control without noticing. And here's the wild part. Two people can eat the same food and do the same workout, but get totally different results. Why? Daily movement. This is where NEAT comes in, the stuff you don't log. Walking, standing, fidgeting, pacing while thinking, moving instead of collapsing into a chair. That background activity can change energy burn by hundreds of calories a day, and that's why some people barely train and stay lean, while others grind in the gym and feel betrayed. But this doesn't mean the gym is useless. It just means it plays a different role, and that role matters more than people realize. The gym isn't the villain, it's just misunderstood. An hour of training can burn anywhere from 400 to 800 calories, sometimes more. It also does something walking can't do as well. It protects muscle. Muscle is expensive tissue. It costs energy to maintain, and the more of it you keep, the easier fat loss becomes over time. There's also the after effect. After hard training, your body keeps burning extra energy while it recovers. You don't feel it, but it's there. So why doesn't everyone just train hard and win? Because intensity has a price. The gym asks for focus, willpower, recovery, sleep, good nutrition. And most people are already running on low battery. You miss sleep because you're on your phone too late. Stress keeps your nervous system wired. Caffeine replaces rest. Food choices get sloppy when you're exhausted. Now add brutal workouts on top. For a while, you feel disciplined, powerful, in control. Then fatigue builds, motivation drops, sessions get skipped, and suddenly the gym becomes another thing you feel guilty about. There's also the mental trap. I trained hard so I can eat whatever I want. That thought alone has canceled more progress than laziness ever did. This is why gym-only approaches fail so often. Not because training doesn't work, but because it's hard to sustain when life isn't clean and calm. Walking is forgiving. The gym is demanding. And neither is wrong. The mistake is treating them like enemies instead of tools that do different jobs. Once you see that, the answer becomes obvious. And that's where everything finally clicks. Let's finish this. Here's the truth most people never hear. There is no winning side. Walking doesn't beat the gym. The gym doesn't beat walking. Consistency beats everything. Walking wins if it helps you stay active every single day without frying your nervous system and without tricking you into eating more. The gym wins if it helps you keep muscle, feel strong, and stay disciplined with food over weeks and months. And for most people, the real answer is both. Walking raises your baseline. It keeps energy flowing. It lowers stress. It helps your sleep. It quietly increases how much you burn without feeling like work. The gym gives structure, strength, a reason to respect recovery, a reason not to starve yourself. Together, they cover each other's weaknesses. But here's the question that actually matters, the only one your body responds to. Can you maintain a small energy deficit without burning out for a long time? Not a week, not a motivated month, but through exams, through stress, through bad sleep, through low-energy days. Because one intense workout doesn't beat a year of decent habits. One burst of motivation doesn't beat systems you can run on autopilot. Your body isn't impressed by effort.
It's shaped by patterns. So stop asking, which is better? Start asking, what can I live with? What keeps you moving when motivation is gone? What doesn't push you into all or nothing thinking? What still works on tired days? Build around that.
If this shifted how you think about fat loss, don't save it for later. Later is where progress goes to die. Pick one small habit today. A walk, a workout, a food decision you can repeat tomorrow. Not perfect, just consistent. That's how it actually works.